Are you happy today?
Yes.
For the lesson?
Yes.
Today in science and technology, we are going to learn about living things. Say living things.
Living things.
So our strand today is about living
Things.
Have you ever heard about something that is living?
Yes.
Earlier? What is the meaning of living? Someone to raise up and tell me what is living?
Living is something that breathes.
Something that breathes and has life. Can you clap for her? Good. Very good, Damaris. Do you know some of the things that are living around our environment?
Yes.
Can you raise up your hand? Patrick?
Plants.
Plants. Good.
Animals.
Animals.
Human beings.
Human beings. So, who can give me some of the examples of animals that we call living things? Which animal do you know?
Cow.
A cow. What does a cow give us? Milk and meat. Good.
A hen.
A hen.
A pig.
A pig.
A bee.
A bee.
A sheep.
Bees are small. Okay, it's okay. But that one is an insect. Okay? It is an animal, but an insect, a small animal. Okay? A sheep. Good.
A goat.
A goat. So give me some of the other things, the features that God created. Some of the other features that you know. Features that God created.
Trees.
Trees. Trees are also living because they are plants, is it?
Yes. Classrooms.
Classrooms. Classrooms are living or non-living?
Non-living.
So that brings us now to the other thing. We say that some things are living and others they are non-living things. Non-living?
Things.
So living things have life. Living things have
Life.
and non-living things do not have life. Do not have what?
Life.
So the examples you have given me, like animals, like human beings, they are living. They are
Living.
and also plants. And also what?
Plants.
And also what?
Plants.
But on the other hand, things that do not have life, like the stones, the buildings we have around, they are not living. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Can you give me some of the examples of non-living things?
Books.
Books, yes, good.
Sharpener.
Sharpener, good. Blessing.
Pencil.
Pencil, good.
Houses.
Houses, very good.
Rulers.
Rulers, very good.
Cars.
Cars, all these, they are non-living things. Non-living?
Things.
Non-living?
Things.
You yourself, are you living or non-living thing?
Living.
Living. Good. Can you clap for yourself? One CBC clap. Just one. Okay?
Yes.
So, today I wanted us to look at the living things we are calling plants. The living things we are calling what?
Plants.
Say plants.
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 Do you know what are plants?
Yes.
In around our environment here, we have plants also. Sindio?
Yes.
Even in our homes, we have what?
Plants.
So plants are everywhere, and I want us to know, why are we calling them also living? And in that perspective, we will say that plants are living things. They have the same behaviors which are common to human beings. Common to human
Beings.
So that makes them also living. So some of the things we are going to look at this. Why do we call plants living? They have some behaviors which are common to all plants. These behaviors are called characteristics. They are called what?
Characteristics.
They are called what?
Characteristics.
They are called what?
Characteristics.
Well done. We call them characteristics. Some of the behaviors of these plants is what we call characteristics. It's what you call what?
Characteristics.
Hey, can you tell me some of the characteristics you know of plants? Yes.
They
The
grow.
blessing. They grow. Very good.
They die.
They die. Good.
They breathe.
They breathe. Good.
They reproduce.
They reproduce. Very good, Ethan.
They give us food.
They give us food. Mhm.
They remove waste.
They remove waste. Yes, Damaris.
Respond to the changes of the
They respond to changes of the
environment.
Very good. All those things you have taught me, we want us to look one by one. One by?
One.
One by?
One.
And see, how does this one do this? Like when we say that animals, these plants, the plants, they feed. They?
Feed.
They?
Feed.
That is the first characteristic I want us to look. They feed. Do you know what is to feed?
Yes.
Do you feed yourself?
Yes.
Then also the plants feed. The plants do what?
Feed.
And some of you are asking themselves, now you have never found them in kitchen. So how do they feed? So I am here to answer your question. We say that plants, just like human beings, need food and water to live and grow. However, plants do not feed like us. They do not feed like
Us.
They do not feed like
Us.
They don't go to the kitchen, but they are just where they are, but they feed. So, plants make their own food. Plants make their own
Food.
So they have their own kitchen where they cook and then they eat. So they don't go like us, but they are there. They make their own food. They make their own
Food.
Do you know do you want to know how they make their own food?
Yes.
Let me tell you, plants make their own food through the process called photosynthesis. It is called what?
Photosynthesis.
It is called what?
Photosynthesis.
It is called what?
Photosynthesis.
Have you ever heard of this one? So when you are told, how does plants make their own food? What is the process of the plants making their own food? You say through the process called photosynthesis. It is called what?
Photosynthesis.
Plants, in order to grow, they need these things. In order to make their own food, they need these things. They need air. They need what?
Air.
They also need water. They also need what?
Water.
They also need what else? They need minerals. They need what?
Minerals.
They need what?
Minerals.
They also need something we call sunlight. They need what?
Sunlight.
They need what?
Sunlight.
Have you ever seen your mother preparing food in the kitchen?
Yes.
See, they need what? They need sufuria. They need the spoons. Okay?
Yes.
Now the plants also need these things in order to make its own food through the process we have said, photosynthesis. So first they need air. They need what?
Air.
They need what?
Air.
They need what?
Water.
They need what?
Minerals.
And they need what?
Sunlight.
And they need what?
Sunlight.
So plants need air, water, minerals, and sunlight to make their own food. To make their own
Food.
To make their own
Food.
That's good. We go to the next one. So this one we have said how they feed. It was the first one. Okay?
Yes.
Let's go to the second one. Somebody told us the second one was what? How do they breathe? How do they do what?
Breathe.
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 Someone is asking myself, oh teacher, does plants have their nose? So that they can do like you. Yes, they have theirs. I will just explain to you shortly. So it is like this. When the plants breathe, just like human beings, plants breathe. Plants do what?
Breathe.
Plants do what?
Breathe.
During the night, plants make during the night, plants take in oxygen. Plants breathe oxygen during the night. During the
Night.
during the
Night.
during the
Night.
plants take in oxygen. They take in what?
Oxygen.
And they take you in what?
Oxygen.
And what do they give in return? They give something called carbon dioxide. They give what?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon
Dioxide.
They take in oxygen. They give carbon dioxide, also known as carbon dioxide. Also known as what?
Carbon dioxide.
Also known as what?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon
Oxide.
Carbon
Oxide.
Have you ever asked yourself why you don't plant trees inside the bedroom?
Yeah.
Do you have a tree in your bedroom?
No.
Why? Yes, it is dangerous. Because at night it takes oxygen and then it brings carbon dioxide or carbon oxide, which is you know when you breathe, we breathe the good air. Like now we are breathing. Are we breathing?
Yes.
Which air are we taking in?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Very good. We are taking what?
Oxygen.
We are taking what?
Oxygen.
And it is coming from the plants now. And it is taking now carbon dioxide from us. We are breathing out carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide. And then these trees we see around, that's why we say we plant a lot of trees, because they give us the fresh air, the oxygen. That oxygen now we breathe in. We breathe in the oxygen. Then we get out what? Carbon
Dioxide.
Carbon
Dioxide.
Carbon
Dioxide.
So at night it is vice versa. It is vice
Versa.
They take in what?
Oxygen.
Then they give what?
Carbon dioxide.
That's how plants breathe. That's why our plants was doing.
Breathe.
So we did a simple experiment here, and we wanted to know how plants breathe. And here is our experiment. This was an activity. This is a grass, a clear grass, with a leaf. With a?
Leaf.
With a?
Leaf.
And if someone can observe keenly there, what can you see inside there, Damaris? There is a leaf. What else can you see? Yeah?
Water.
Water, and what else? What is at the ends there? What can you see inside the leaf there? There are some bubbles. Is it?
Yes.
You seeing some bubbles?
Yes.
On the end of the wall of the leaf and also there, you can see some bubbles. You can see some
Bubbles.
We put the leaf here inside an hour ago so that we can investigate how does a leaf breathe. How does a leaf
Breathe.
And our observation, we have come up with an observation that there are some bubbles. Have you seen some bubbles?
Yes.
Those bubbles now, we say that observation, we have seen that bubbles were formed at the edges of the leaf. At the edges of the
Leaf.
If you see at the end there, we can see the bubbles. So at the edges of the leaf, we have the bubbles on the sides of the grass. On the sides of the
Grass.
conclusion was that plants breathe in air and also they breathe out air. They breathe in air and they breathe out what?
Air.
That was the conclusion of the experiment we have done here. So we go to the third characteristic. The third characteristic, where we have growth in plants. Growth in
Plants.
growth in plants. Growth in plants. Do plants grow?
Yes.
The way you are in PP1 is the way you are now.
No.
You grow. See there?
Yes.
Also plants grow. Also plants do what?
Grow.
When plants get food and water, they grow from young plants to mature plants. Young plants to mature?
Plants.
Young plants to mature?
Plants.
Young plants to mature?
Plants.
When plants are young, they are small in size. They are small in?
Size.
They are small in?
Size.
They are small in?
Size.
They are very small in size. Like now, when we look at the project we did for agriculture, our vegetables are big, is it?
Yes.
But when we started the project, they were very tiny seeds, okay?
Yes.
So they grow. When plants are young, they are small in size. Young plants are called seedlings. Young plants are called what?
Seedlings.
Young plants are called what?
Seedlings.
Young plants are called seedlings. They are called what?
Seedlings.
Seedlings. They are called what?
Seedlings.
Seedlings. When they grow, they become big in size. When they grow big in
Size.
They grow big in
Size.
We go to the next characteristic, which is reproduction. What is?
Reproduction.
Say reproduction.
Reproduction.
Someone is asking me now, do plants get children? Eh?
Yes.
What are you asking yourself? Do you think it is logic given to plants to have to do reproduction? Yes. So most plants produce seeds which later grow into other plants. Grow into other? Most plants produce seeds which later grow into other plants. All plants produce their plants. This is called reproduction. This is called what?
Reproduction.
This is called what?
Reproduction.
When you plant maize, what do you get? You get a lot of maize, is it?
Yes.
The maize seeds, and you use it for eating, is it?
Yes.
Yes. When you plant a sugar cane, see when it grows, you can eat it.
Yes.
When you plant a mango tree, what do you get from the mango tree?
Mangoes.
Mangoes, is it?
Yes.
When you plant your cucumber, you get the cucumbers, is it?
Yes.
So that is the reproduction. That is the?
Reproduction.
That is the?
Reproduction.
A flower. Do you know what is a flower?
Yes.
Have you observed flowers from plants?
Yes.
The flower is a reproductive part of a plant. It is a reproductive part of a?
Plant.
We say flower is a reproductive part of some plants. When the seeds are planted, they grow into plants. They grow into?
Plants.
Some plants grow into other plants from cuttings. A cutting is a piece of stem or root of the plant that is placed in soil to grow into other plants. To grow into other?
Plants.
To grow into other?
Plants.
So have you understood the thing now? What is reproduction?
Yes.
It produces more other plants. Okay?
Yes.
Then the flower is the reproductive part. Is the reproductive what?
Plant.
Part of a plant. Then we have the fourth characteristic is removal of waste in plants. Removal of waste in the? Removal of waste in plants. Are you asking a question there? Who has a question? Do you think that your plants remove waste? Who can tell me how? Anybody with an answer? No. Let's see. Plants remove waste materials through their stems. Through their?
Stems.
Through their?
Stems.
Through their?
Stems.
Through their stems. Through their stems. Leaves or barks. Leaves or?
Bark.
The falling of dry leaves and removal of gum are examples of removing waste products by plants. Some plants, when you cut them with a panga, see them removing some sticky thing.
Yes.
So that is the removing of what? Of waste. Removal of what? Plants can get rid of excess water through their leaves. This process is called transpiration. When you see some water getting out of the leaf, that is what we call what? Transpiration. We call it what?
Transpiration.
So when you have plants get rid of excess water through their leaves, this process is called transpiration. It is called what?
Transpiration.
It is called what?
Transpiration.
It is called what?
Transpiration.
Have you learned two processes now? The first one we saw photosynthesis, which was in feeding on plants. Is it?
Yes.
Now we see another one in the removal of waste, which is called transpiration. Which is called what?
Transpiration.
And this is removing water, excess water through the leaves. Removing excess water through the
Leaves.
Removing excess water through the
Leaves.
is what we call what? Transpiration. Is what we call what?
Transpiration.
Look at these pictures and see how human, the plants remove waste. Don't come, just stay where you are. Look at this one. This is what we call transpiration. Yes. You see? How? That is how they remove waste. That's how they remove what? Have you checked this one? This one? And transpiration? You see some water on the leaf? That is what we call what? Transpiration. Transpiration. Is it? Are you listening?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Good. So we move on to the next one.
Yes.
The next one is how do plants move? Movement of plants. Movement of? You don't know. That is one also of the characteristic. It is number 5. Movement. Movement of plants. Just wait and I will explain how. Are you listening?
Yes.
Okay. Most living things can move from one place to another. They can move from one place to
Another.
Plants are fixed and supported in soil by the roots. However, plants move through their parts. Plants move through their parts. So we shall do 2 experiments here, and you will see how they move through their parts. How they move through the first one, and that one we shall do the next lesson. We shall have a container. Let's say this is the container, and we shall have the other container. We shall make some holes and get some sand and put inside here. When we put inside there, we shall have a bean seed. Do you know the bean seed?
Yes.
We'll just plant one bean seed here, and then we'll plant another one in another container, maybe like this one which you are using here. We can have 2. This one will plant a pencil. We shall put some sand and plant a pencil. On the other one, we shall plant what? A bean seed. Then we shall water. After 4 days. After 4
Days.
After 4
Days.
we'll have our observation and see, does this one grow with the pencil? Does the pencil grow? And the bean seed, which one grows? So, in my observation, before even we do it, I know that the pencil cannot grow. The pencil cannot
Grow.
but the bean seed will grow. Have I told you you'll go outside and plant outside the farm? No, I've told you here in class, okay?
Yes.
So we shall close the window and just play, or we leave our window like that and we place it in one of the corners. And after some time you understand that the bean seed, when it germinates, it just wants to go towards the place the sun is coming from, so it will bend. It will? It will not look like those ones you are planted there outside. What is it doing? It is moving towards the sunlight. It is moving towards the
Sunlight.
That's how plants move. That's how plants what?
Move.
We say first movement towards the sunlight. They may face the sunlight, okay?
Yes.
Then they will also another movement in plants. They can move downward. They can move what? Downward movement. So the first one, the one we have said towards the light, we said that plants need sunlight to make food. They need what?
Sunlight.
So when they don't get sunlight, they bend looking at the place the sunlight is coming from. When light is coming from one direction, plants will tend to grow towards that's the source of light. The source of light. Downward movement. The roots of plants move by growing downward. They move downward. This is an example of movement The roots grow downwards to obtain water and other nutrients that make what? Food. Look at these two plants here. The first one, can you check how it is?
Yeah.
It is going towards the sunlight. Towards the
Sunlight.
Here we have the sunlight. Here we have our plants. The other one, you see, the roots are moving downwards. They are moving what?
Downwards.
And there downwards it is going to look for food in order to make its own food. Okay?
Yes.
It is moving downwards, and this one is moving towards the sun. That's how plants move. That's how do what?
Plants move.
That's how do what?
Plants move.
That's how plants move. That is how they move. So the next characteristic is response to changes in the environment. Response to changes in the environment. Who can explain to us this one? Who can explain to us? How do they respond to the environment? How do they respond to the environment? Okay, let me explain to you. There are some plants. When you touch them, they call themselves together. How do you call them? Do you know how we call that plant? Now, in our own language, there's how we call it, but here I don't know. So that plant, when you touch it, it shrink like it is dead. And then you leave it and you say for sometimes it is back to its meaning. That's how they respond to the changes in the environment. That's how plants respond to the environment. I will show you the example of the plant just now so that you can see it. Some plants have leaves that close when they are touched. They close when they are? They close when they are? Touched. When you touch them, they close themselves. This is an example of response to changes in the environment by plants. Other plants shed their leaves when weather changes. Have you ever seen those plants on sometimes when it is too dry? They all dry up and they fall. And the tree is left like it is already dry, but it is not dry. When it rains, the leaves start moving again. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
The leaves start germinating again. Have you seen such a plant?
Yes.
So that is a response to changes in the environment. You can see the example here in our book. Have you ever seen that plant?
Yes.
You touch it and then it closes itself. Have you seen that plant? When you touch it, it stays like this one. Have you ever seen this one?
Yes.
Shedding all the leaves and then it is like,
Yes.
it is dry, but still it is alive. When it rains, it starts germinating new leaves. You touch this one, it closes itself like that. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? Who will bring for us the plant tomorrow? You cannot touch them, they are thorns. Is it? So don't try even to go and pluck. It has some thorns. So plants die. We go to the next characteristic to plants.
Die.
Plants do what?
Die.
Plants do what?
Die.
Someone is asking, are they human beings? They die. Yes. Plants die. Plants do what?
Die.
Plants die. Plants do what?
Die.
Have you ever seen when plants, they after they grow, there is a time they dry up like the maize. And you see they are just dry like this maize here. You see it how it is?
Yes.
That's how plants die. That's why our plants do what?
Die.
That's why our plants do what?
Die.
Good. So have you understood the lesson of today?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yes.
Can you clap for yourself for your cooperation? Very good. Next time, we shall continue and finish up with the strand, okay?
Yes.
So next time we shall also do the activity that we will see how plants reproduce and also how plants do what? Germinate towards the direction of the sunlight. Direction of the
Sunlight.
Otherwise, have a nice day and a nice week ahead.
Thank you.